Food security happens when everyone has access to enough safe and nutritious food at all times to meet the dietary demands for an active and healthy lifestyle. Imagine living in a country where 6.5 million people have an insufficient food access to them. This is many South African citizens' reality before and after COVID-19 pandemic happened. Good morning everyone and welcome to Smarter in 5 Minutes TED Talk, where we'll be providing information and solutions on how to deal with food insufficiency within South Africa while emphasizing the effects of COVID-19. Trying to solve food insufficiency problems, our team used a stop-and-go brainstorming technique to try and solve our problem. This technique provided us the freedom to engage and expand on the possible solutions.
The how might we statement that we used was, how might we make food more accessible for people without an income? Our group proceeded by brainstorming 20 ideas. From those 20 ideas, we narrowed down to the 3 most likely ideas. And then from that, we chose our one main idea and created a prototype. Just like in South Africa, France noticed that there was high food wastage in the country. French supermarkets and grocery stores and restaurants did not want to donate their leftover food, and rather the food landed up in landfills. The French government took the initiative and created legislation that said that all these food institutions had to donate their leftover food to NGOs. Our group believes that if South Africa were to implement France's initiative, it would be very beneficial. The legislation would motivate people within these big corporations to donate the food to NGOs. Our second idea was to take all the already existing NGOs that focus on food security in South Africa and making them all collaborate. So all NGOs would fall under one umbrella company. The umbrella company will create authenticity for all of these NGOs. The umbrella company will work with schools and get schools to implement a program for the life orientation department of schools. The goal is to get children to go as a field trip to their nearest. The students will assist in creating packages that will be sent to people in need. The children will also be taught food wastage prevention techniques and learn more about what the NGOs do and how to volunteer and where to donate. Due to COVID-19, unemployment rates in South Africa grew exponentially high. Unemployment is a huge factor as to why households are food insecure. So, a solution to solve this problem would be to host job creation and job opportunity events. Corporate companies would come to townships and rural communities across South Africa and host events. So during these events, people who are unemployed or are looking for better job opportunities can attend these events. During these events, they can hand in their CVs to corporations that they want to work for. They can ask the corporations for job advice. The corporations can scout for talent and scout for people who are musically gifted. Once we had finished elaborating on the 3 potential ideas, we proceeded to do a pros and cons on each idea. We eventually agreed that the best idea to implement in South Africa would be point 2.
Next up is our prototype. Our prototype is basically a website and we have named it Feed Your Community. It is basically an umbrella company or organization that brings together other NGOs to make a small community of their own. We believe that if they work all together, it is better than working individually. So we think that if people work together, this problem could be solved more easily. What the website basically entails is two things: short-term and long-term solutions. The short-term solutions will include things like food parcels, as well as donations. So you can be a once-off donor, or you can be a feeder. A feeder is something we call a person who donates money every month to feed a family of 5. But in the long-term solutions, we have an outreach program. So basically we go out to schools, teach children in their LO lessons about the problem that we have, which is food insecurity. And what we do is we help them understand what it is. They volunteer with their school's approval, of course. In terms of, they volunteer to package some food parcels, volunteer on weekends, on what we call feeder weekends, and it can help them to better understand the situation of poverty and food insecurity. Hands-on kind of response to the topic.
This is the feedback that we got regarding our website video community. We conducted some research on the prototype and we gathered a few reviews. The first form of research that we used was surveys, where we asked people different questions regarding our website. The first question was, did you understand what we were about? Did you find the website appealing? Did you find the cause interesting? And then the fourth question was, as if you had money to give back, would you donate to this cause? Most people voted yes and agreed on these questions. It was approximately 80% of the people, so we're going to take it as most people agreed and voted yes. The statistics of this survey are available on Appendix 3D. We further conducted research on our social media platforms when we asked our fellow Vega students as if they were end user. The first person that we asked was Ongam Mkhize. He felt as though our long-term goal for the course could have been subsistence farming. This is because he feels that subsistence farming is guaranteed food security in South African communities, and felt as though we could have had more visual representation. The second person that we asked was Mwai. She loved the way our site looked because of the convenience, in the sense that when you get to the landing page, you get to see the information and it's followed by the donation options. The only thing that she would change was that when you get to the website, the logos at the top are cut because she was using a smartphone, but when you use a laptop, they are visible. She would love to see them more visible even when using a smartphone. The third person that we asked was Ansel Lavers. She said, I love it, very well done. The only thing that confused her was the FYP. She didn't know what it stands for. Other than that, it was a great idea and hopes it will turn into a real website one day. It was an amazing idea. The overall end user loved the website and how it looked.
Wow, it's actually really good. Like I love the layout of it, and like I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And I love that you guys like laid out your short-term goals and your long-term goals, and you have it's just really good. Like it's better than most of the websites I've been on, let alone freaking government official websites trying to make a booking for Home Affairs, and I just end up getting lost. And it's very easy to like navigate, and there's obviously the donation and then once-off donation. I love that you guys gave that options as well, and you guys explain everything really well. I love the website. I didn't find anything wrong with it. So yeah, I'm not a very tech savvy person, so yeah, for me, like being for me, being the kind of person who finds it very difficult to like navigate certain how to use a website, it was very easy for me to use, so I loved it.